Good afternoon, gentlemen. I hope you're having a great weekend. I'm bringing you greetings from Southern California. There's a huge street fair going on outside, so I have the sound being recorded through my shocks. So if it seems a little bit tinny or unusual, that's why I sound a little bit different today. We are down here in Long Beach to celebrate Pam's graduation with her master's degree. We talked about that on Thursday night. But I did something this morning I wanted to take a couple minutes and just share with you because it really had me thinking about how we approach our practice at the Peninsulares. So I had several hours this morning, and I decided to bring my bike down with me and go for a bike ride, figuring we're in Southern California. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be sunny, just really enjoyable. So got myself up this morning and got myself ready. Went out on my bike ride. It was overcast. Well, not a big deal, but I said I'll still go out and ride for a while. So I headed off following a route that I had found on the internet. It's going to take me to an area called Palos Verdes. Knew I had to go through some sections of Long Beach to get there, and but Palos Verdes should be absolutely beautiful. So I'm off riding, and I go over the canal in Long Beach, and this route just takes me literally to the middle of the industrial section of the port. And I'm riding, and I'm thinking, well, this isn't really a lot to look at. It's not really all that pleasant. It's very industrial. Then I end up on a street that's just got like 2, 3 miles of just nothing but old strip malls and things like that. Again, I'm like, man, it just doesn't look like a great area to ride in. But I'm really looking forward at this point to getting to Palos Verdes. It should be absolutely beautiful. Glanced out at the map. There's some beautiful climbing. I'm going to be riding by the ocean for a bit. It's just be a really nice day once I get over there. So continued on riding. Got the first climb and going up the hill. I love climbing on the bike. It's a lot of fun. And I get up to the top and it's foggy. And the next 20 miles of the trip, the next 2 hours, I was in a fog bank getting essentially drizzled on all day. I couldn't see more than like a quarter mile. There was the roads were wet, even on the descents. I couldn't go very fast because I wanted to make sure I was being safe and everything along those lines. But continued on through the ride and turned around and got back to Long Beach area and ended up having to come back down that when things finally cleared up. When I got back to Long Beach, it was still cloudy overhead, but at least I wasn't getting rained on and I could see more than 100 yards to a quarter of a mile. Um, and sure enough, it takes me right back down that same road, nothing but strip malls into the industrial area of the port, and then back into downtown, which is kind of nice for a downtown area. There's some nice bike lanes and things like that. But all in all, I'd have to say it was kind of a very frustrating ride. I just wasn't what I was looking for. I was hoping that this ride that I get some really beautiful views of the ocean, the houses and large houses and things like that in Palos Verdes would be very landscaped, and I couldn't see any of it. Um, and I really got to thinking about how disappointed I was about the ride. And that I did. I was feeling some disappointment for a few minutes, but after a few minutes, I started really thinking about it. It was like, you know, when we have a particular goal, and my goal for a long time in the last couple of years has been my health, is how do we handle those days in which things aren't going our way as we move towards our goals? And I had to really take some time to think because, you know what, you're absolutely right. I didn't get to enjoy the ride the way I normally like to get to enjoy the ride, but the act itself, that was huge. And that progresses me towards that long-term goal of health. And that is something that I really think about with the Peninsulares, and that the acts that I ask us to do, that 15 minutes a day, that consistency, just like the consistencies of my ride, whether it's a great ride or whether it's a ride that I'm like, not a good ride today. The consistency of that ride, we learn things even when it's not a great ride. We learn things even when it's not a great practice session, maybe when we're not really feeling into it, but that 15 minutes a day, that consistency builds and builds and builds over time. Each of the rides I do, whether it's a great ride or a not so great ride like today, those build towards my ultimate goal. We don't reach goals with big swings and only doing it on the days that are good. We build success by those small steps repeated over and over and over again. That 15 minutes a day, the consistency. If you want to do more than 15 minutes a day, great. But the consistency of the practice builds success. And every small improvement by any member of the chorus is an improvement for the whole chorus. So I'm going to talk to you about it again. Take that 15 minutes a day and practice. If you want to do more, I'd absolutely love it. But take that 15 minutes a day. Focus on the things that I asked us to focus on Thursday nights. I know in particular this week, I asked us to focus on the transition coming from Army into the Air Force, because that transition was weak for us on Thursday night. But again, if we focus on it this week on our individual practice, we can really make that improvement that's going to help the whole chorus. I believe I also asked us to focus on the tag for Almost Like Being in Love. It was real clear on Thursday night. The rest of that song was in such great shape that when we got to the tag, that we just didn't know our notes. And if we take the time, that 15 minutes a day consistently, when we get to next Thursday night, we can build on all of that work and take it to the next level. Guys, I am so lucky to have that chance to be in front of you every Thursday night to direct you. I am excited about this next Thursday, and I can't wait to see you after we get back from Southern California. Hey, 15 minutes a day, please, gentlemen. Check in with somebody. Let them know that you are rehearsing. If you've got that partner, that accountability partner, check in with them and say, hey, have you been able to do your 15 minutes a day? Did you take a look and spend that time on the Armed Forces medley? Did you take a look and spend that time on the tag of Almost Being in Love? But you know what? We also have our concert music coming up. Sing through that as well. Really, be prepared. We have such an opportunity with our music and our art to really bring beauty into this world and be a shining light for people to come see the incredible things that we're doing with the Barbershop Harmony. Gentlemen, I'll see you on Thursday night. It's a great day to be a barbershopper, and it's a great day to be a peninsulaire.